everybody. Do you like my purple hair? I kind of dig it. Want to see the coolest magic trick? Watch this. Watch this. Creepy, right? Trying to give you guys all a migraine headache with my bright purple hair. I'm glad that some of you made it here. I know that Kay Baxter had a very interesting live stream going. I was actually considering pushing this back a little because I figured that, most everybody would be sucked in. So thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. I myself was kind of sucked into it too. I thought it was a little interesting, but I would love to dig into that. But I'm trying to be positive today, and it's kind of hard to do that. So we're gonna say hello to my mermaid sperm. Ready? Hi. This is my mermaid sperm. Hello. Here I am in my mermaid ocean. Just getting weird on you guys. So, hold on, let me fix this. Let me get this out of here. This is ridiculous. Alright. Oh, don't want to wear my hat right now. We'll just leave this on. Here we go. I'm getting fancy today. So, everybody, hello, hello, hello. Thank you for showing up today, this evening. What do we got here? We got my Shermare in here. Hello, Vlad. Hello, Vlad. Bad Art Tangent. Poodlerific. Just here for the tea. Shaylin, Sherry, and Kim. Who else we got here? Jennifer, hello. Stacy, hello. Hello, Elizabeth. What is up, everyone? Tamara. No, Tamra. 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 So everybody, I'm sorry if I've missed anyone, but flies by. So, I'm glad that you've all taken time out to come to a different kind of stream that's, not a bunch of drama. And I thought today I wanted to dig into the 2012 phenomenon, but that runs pretty deep, right? And I thought, I want to grab a little bit more information before I do that. So I thought tonight we could go over something called the Mandela Effect. Do you guys know what the Mandela Effect is? Because it's pretty mind-boggling. Rock the Mind Garden, hello! Hello, I hope you're well. Hey, Kim, hello, hello. So, the Mandela Effect, right? Let me get this set up for us here. One moment. I want to go over this and see what you guys know about this, don't know about this, yada yada. So, let's see here. One moment, please. It's pretty mind-boggling, man. I don't know if you've ever encountered this whole Mandela Effect thing, but I'm going to go over it with you real quick. Then we're going to go over some things that have happened, and I want to know the answers that you guys have, okay? So, let me start from the beginning. Now, oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot. Let's have a moment before we get started here. A moment, okay? Let's everybody get real weird. Take a big deep breath, like a... Just let all the BS go, right? Shake your hands out. Shake it off. Shake off all the negative energy that the week has stuck to us. All the nasty energy that has sucked itself upon us. Just take a breath, alright? Because all that is not part of this stream today. I told you, Monday through Friday, I get all amped up. And then on Saturday, it's a sucker-free zone, okay? Sucker-free, alright. So, the Mandela Effect, right? And how your mind plays tricks on you, okay? You can't take a deep breath? You ate too much? Shaylin, you can unbutton your pants. We're all friends here. Take it, just let it hang, man. Just let it hang. That's what I say. Let it hang. You burnt some sage yesterday, Pumpkin? Good. Funny story about sage. I had an apartment with an ex-boyfriend, and he used to enjoy burning it and thought it smelled good. And every time he burnt it, I'd be like, "Oh, I hate that stuff. It makes me sick." And he'd be like, "'Cause you're evil." We would joke around about it because he'd be like, "You hate sage 'cause you're evil," and I'd be like, "I know, my skin's burning. Put the sage away." But it was weird. Years ago, I didn't like the smell of it, but now I do, and I thought that's kind of interesting how you don't like the smell of something, kind of like how our bodies change, right? Like we might be allergic to something and then like later on we're not allergic to it, but smells is a kind of weird thing to change up. But anyways, so have you ever been convinced that something is a particular way only to discover the way you remembered it is wrong, right? I mean, I'm sure that's happened to all of us. Like, I could have sworn this happened this way, and people are like, nah, it didn't happen that way, right? If that's ever happened to you, you've probably experienced a weird phenomenon called the Mandela Effect, right? Now, this whole Mandela Effect, right, first emerged in around, I think it was like 2010 that I read, right? When a countless number of people, right, falsely remembered Nelson Mandela was dead. Do you guys remember this? I kind of do, but not really, right? Because at that time in my life, I wasn't involved in the news and Nelson Mandela and things like that, right? So, it was widely believed that he had died in prison during the 1980s, right? But in reality, Mandela was actually freed in 1990, and he actually died in 2013, right? Now, despite some people's claims, a large amount of people remember watching clips of funeral on TV, right? Clips of his funeral. But it never happened, right? So how the heck does that work, right? So let me see here. Okay. So basically I'm gonna ask you guys some questions. I wanna see what you think, right? Because even some of these kind of blew my mind a little bit. I was like, wow, this is really crazy. And the whole theory behind it is that, there's alternate realities and parallel universes, right? Because we have to remember, right? If we are to think that the universe is infinite, okay, then that means that in this infinite universe, there are other yous out there. There are other us out there. We exist infinitely, right? And, like, for example, if we exist infinitely and I had purple hair in my stream, there might be another stream out there in infinite reality land where I had yellow hair. Like, the wires could get crossed and people could remember differently. Now, that sounds absolutely bananas, right? It definitely does. Now, Poodlerific says, I believe we jumped timelines and collapsed parallel timelines. Psh, anything's possible. Here's the thing. I always used to think like the universe has got to be infinite, right? Even though our Hubble telescope is broken, like I talked about last week, I still think that the universe is infinite, right? I do. And if I believe that, then I kind of have to believe that there's other me's out there, because if we're talking about being infinite, that's the only explanation, right? I mean, come on, right? So that explains what's wrong with this week. Hey, this week might have went really good in another parallel universe. Good for them. Good for them. Right? So let's see here. I want to read some of these. I want to know. Now, don't be Googling these answers. Don't go checking Google images to confirm things. I really want to know. Don't let other people's answers affect your answer. Just, own what you remember, basically, right? Do you guys remember C3PO from Star Wars, okay? What color was he? Was he silver? Was he gold? What do you think? Okay, because this is one of the ones that I was like, there's no way. This can't be right, right? What do you guys think? Gold, 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 okay. But did you know this? That he was gold, right? Yup, good job. But one of his legs was silver. I don't remember that. I think I remember if he was gold, had a silver leg. That's kind of weird, right? That kind of blew my mind, right? And then Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, right? From Snow White. We remember that. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all, right? We remember that, right? Guess what? That's not what's said. That is not what she says. I cannot believe this either. This is another Mandela Effect one that completely boggles me. Does anybody know? No, don't be cheating. Don't be cheating. I'm watching you. Watching you. And my alternate reality self is watching you right now. Don't you dare go cheat, okay? Mirror, mirror on the wall. What does she really say? Does anybody think that they remember it differently? Do ya? You remember it as magic mirror. Okay. That's crazy to me. I don't remember it as magic mirror on the wall. I don't. I don't. Um, it's not fun to cheat. I know. No, cheaters never win, Waxy, right? We know that. Cheaters never win. Mirror, mirror. Yeah. Who's the fairest of them all was definitely what they said. But according to this, it says magic mirror is the right way it goes. That's what they say in the movie, Magic Mirror. I don't ever remember that. Never. Never. Right? Weird. Weird stuff. Um, let's see another one here. I mean, there are very obvious ones that people have talked about at length, like you saw. I saw somebody type it, the Bernstein Bears, right? Bernstein Bears. It's not even Bernstein. It's Stain, right? But that's like saying Albert Einstein. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't Albert Einstein, Bernstein Bears. I don't remember being called Bernstein. That's one of the main ones. And then there's Shazam. I saw someone else say that, right? The Shazam one is mind-boggling because I remember it that way too. I do. You know a good bit of these Mandela effects. All right. So I wanted to just touch on that a little bit because this is just weird, right? So memory inaccuracy can also arise as something called like source monitoring errors, right? Now, these source monitoring errors are instances where people fail to distinguish between real events and imagined events. For example, so this professor, right? His name was Jim Cohn, and he gave his family members short narratives describing childhood events, right? One about his brother getting lost in a shopping mall was invented. It was completely made up, right? Not only did Cohn's brother believe the event actually occurred, but he also added additional detail to it, right? So when our cognitive brains do this, we're kind of making up for things, right? Because if enough people say it, it must be true. Because that's how us humans operate, right? We have, and people do this all the time too. And I think we're all kind of guilty of it, right? Like you'll hear somebody say something, and this happens a lot in online communities, right? You'll hear somebody say something or read somebody text it to you, whatever it may be, and they'll say it to you, and they'll say it happened this way, right? And you know in the back of your mind it didn't happen that way, okay? But you say to yourself, well, it must have. If this person thinks it, then maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. This happens here and there, not all the time, right? But if you see it, you go, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it did happen like that, right? And this is a perfect example of how our brains kind of pick up on things because even if you were to picture your room as it was when you were a child, right? And let's say you couldn't place where your lamp used to be, right? Your brain would you wouldn't even know it. You would subconsciously come up with a place where your lamp used to be or what your lamp used to look like, and that ain't even it. But you convince yourself it is because your brain loves to make up for missing pieces, right? It does. Brain's a pretty crazy thing, man. Just like you know what else boggles my mind, and I've experienced this, and I think we've talked about it last week. I talked about it last week a little bit in comments. Somebody was saying that trauma victims, like their memories change a little bit, right? And if I didn't know and I didn't experience what I experienced, then I'd probably think that was a little nuts, right? Like you have something serious happen to you and you can't remember it, right? What? How do you forget something like that easy, right? How? How? Right? Well, let me tell you, I've experienced it because sometimes when traumatic things happen, your brain, your own brain, protects you from remembering it. Like that really happens, you guys. It does. And unless I experienced it myself, um, I wouldn't probably believe it, honestly. Honestly. Oh, Victoria has a really good point. I like this. Oh, where did it go? Hold on. That's why there are concerns about memory regression. Are you talking about hypnosis? Because memories can be created. Victoria, great point. They really can be, whether you admit to do, whether you would mean to do it or not. You can literally do it. Dissociative amnesia. Yes. Okay. Um, let's see. Oh, wow. I had a head injury about 15 years ago, and I am embarrassed and bothered that there's a lot I can't remember. Well, I mean, obviously, you know this, but that's not your fault. You ever hear the stories about people who are in tragic accidents, right? And for example, I read one the other night with this dude. He's like, I couldn't even draw a stick figure when I was little. Like, I drew stick figures so bad that my mom would put them on the fridge upside down and didn't even know which way they go, right? This man got into adulthood. He went on a bicycle. He fell off the bicycle, wasn't wearing a helmet, hit his head on a regular bicycle, and he woke up at the hospital, and all of a sudden he had this urge to just draw things, and he was drawing things that are hard to draw, like wood and metals, and he knew how to make things shine, and he knew how to like capture the essence of everything that he drew. All of a sudden, boom, he just woke up one day and he could draw. And drawing's one of those things, like, you either have it or you don't, right? I'm a very creative person. I consider myself an artist, but I'm an abstract artist. I could not draw you a person to save my life. I'm horrible at drawing people, right? My brain does not like configure like how long an arm has to be to match a body, right? I can never put that together no matter how hard I try. And I've tried, right? Like, I'll make a person's head too big or whatever. I have a hard time with like trying to visualize and draw how that goes, right? So let's see. So it's crazy to think that like you could bump your head in a certain position and then all of a sudden you unlock this crazy doorway where you have this new talent. Like, you've heard of the things of people learning new languages, like when they wake up they speak a different language after hitting their head. That's wild to me, right? um let's see. After childbirth, we forget a lot of the initial pain due to a biological process we are predisposed to. It's fascinating. That sounds really fascinating. Huh. I'll have to look that one up. I like that. Okay. Anyone else get a concerning amount of weight loss ads before alive? Well, Janine, I think that goes back to like, they're watching you. Like, seriously, put it this way. I wanted to buy my daughter a Cape Cod bracelet. I don't know if you guys know what those are. They're a very popular bracelet. Not just where I live in Massachusetts, but a lot of people have them across the country. So I was talking about buying a Cape Cod bracelet one day, right? Just talking about it. I didn't Google it. I didn't type it in my phone, computer, nothing, nothing. And that, like, literally, like 2 hours later, an advertisement popped up for a Cape Cod bracelet. And I was like, yo, they're listening. They're listening. You get potpourri ads. Yeah, I have my Google settings shut off so they can't like, I don't get suggestive ads. I check off like not to. I don't know why I did, but I did. And I think probably because of that incident, actually. I was probably creeped out and thought they were listening. But especially on Facebook, that happens to a lot of people. Years ago, they would talk about something and then they'd see an ad for it in their Facebook. Like, I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg, man. I already told you he's a reptilian, but that's the story for another day. I don't trust Facebook. I don't. I don't. That Mark Zuckerberg, man, I saw him talk before. He's creepy. He is straight creepy. He's like a robot. He's a robot. Yup, I swear. Alright. Love my says, I swear, I'll just think of something and it will pop up and it scares the F out of me. It does. You know what I experienced probably like last year, right? I was driving, okay? I was driving and I drove by somebody and I thought to myself, I said, wow, that looks like so and so. Like, we'll just say Nancy. Wow, that looks like Nancy. And then you're like, nope, that's not Nancy. That's someone else, right? And then you keep driving and a couple minutes later, you really see Nancy. Has anybody ever experienced anything like that? Like, you haven't seen Nancy since like 8th grade, okay? You don't think about her. She ain't your Facebook friend. Like, you think you see her, but you don't. And then all of a sudden you end up really seeing her somewhere else. Like, that stuff's crazy, right? Like, it's like, I wonder if we have, because the brain's an amazing thing, right? I wonder if there's all these other things that we haven't unlocked yet. So cool to think about all the possibilities, right? You have 2 cats and you get lots of pet stuff. Yeah, I don't get any pet stuff and I don't have any pets. So, I mean, kind of makes sense, right? I'm telling you, it's just creepy to think about that. But today I got an Amazon ad for acrylic paint pens after talking about it to my husband. See, Shaylin, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, they're listening. That's scary, right? To think of that. It's really weird. I'm telling you. That happened to you, Waxy? That's so strange. And you like want to tell somebody, you want to like call your friend and be like, "You're not gonna believe this," but like it's so crazy. You're like, I ain't even gonna bother telling anybody that I thought I saw Nancy and then I really ran into her because they're just gonna think I'm nuts. Like, you know what I mean? Weird things like that happen a lot, I know. Strange. So when you get into this whole Mandela effect, alternate universes, realities, I mean, it's really interesting to think about this stuff. It is. But I love those stories of people who wake up like they had no musical talent and then they get into like a car crash and then they all of a sudden they're like a piano player in an orchestra and they're just like it's really cool. I wish that I could just hit my head real quick and like become an organized person. That would be convenient because I am just not organized at all. I feel like my life's getting worse with organization. It's one thing I'm not good at. But acrylic paint pens sound really cool. I didn't even that's really cool. I like that whole acrylic. I might have to check that out. Now I'm thinking. All right. Oh, I'm glad you said this, Sharmir. Brain is amazing. I see two directions. My mom with dementia and hers going, and my grandson brain damage from a stroke at birth. He's growing and changing. It's really interesting. It is. It really is. Dementia patients are really interesting. They are so, when I was a phlebotomist, I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but at one point in my life I was a phlebotomist and I worked at a lot of nursing homes. I used to go around at 5 a.m. and do all the blood draws for people who were fasting, right? And I encountered lots of people, who had dementia and I met some of the most amazing people, I'm telling you. Like they would just start talking to me like as if I was their granddaughter, or they'd be like, Sarah, you've gotten so big. And I would just go along with it, right? I'm not going to be like, I'm not Sarah. Like, I would just be like, yeah, hello. And they would be dead convinced. They'd be like, oh, how's your mom? I'm like, good, you know? And it's just like you just play pretend with them. And as hurtful as it is to watch somebody you love go through that, you know, it's definitely interesting. I mean, you were terrible at IV6, Jennifer. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't my thing. It wasn't my thing. Put it this way, you have to be a special kind of person to walk into a room and every morning I'd walk into someone's room and I was gonna draw their blood and they'd look at me and they'd go, ugh, not you. Like the freaking vampire. They would call they nobody's happy to see you when you're a phlebotomist. You don't get no warm welcomes. You don't get no, oh, I'm so glad you're here to draw my blood. No, they're like, just stick me and get out, you know? But I encountered a really bad situation where I left phlebotomy. I'll tell this story real quick too. So the last blood draw I ever did. Now this is the only time in my life I've ever quit a job. Like the only time I've ever just been like, "Yep, I'm done," and just went and just quit. I've never done that, right? Never been that person to do that. However, yeah, so there was this dude in a nursing home. Hey, I'll never forget him. His name was John. I can still picture him in my head because I will never forget this. He he was on blood thinners. I had to draw his blood every day for like weeks, okay? So this went on for weeks. I would see John. He was actually a really nice guy. He'd be like, "Hello." We became friendly. We I on a first name basis, and John and I became little buddies because I seen him every morning, right? He started to not hate me after a while, the fact that I was a phlebotomist, and he was just happy to talk to somebody. A lot of those people are just happy to have a visitor sometimes. But um so John and I are cool. He's my buddy, and then weeks go by. One day I walk in his room. He's not talkative like he normally is. He's very subdued and not happy to see me. And I must thought to myself, he just must be having a bad day today. Whatever, we all have bad days. So I let him be. I start doing what I've done a million times to John, right? Get the tourniquet out, all this stuff. Um, all of a sudden, in the midst of me drawing his blood with the tourniquet on his arm, he freaked out. He freaked out and he was like, "Who are you? What are you doing to me?" And like he freaked. So, as you can imagine, John was on blood thinners and the tourniquet was around his arm and he moved and he freaked. And now the first thing they teach you when you're a phlebotomist is just just get the needle away from you. Just, you don't want to get stuck. You treat everybody like they have AIDS. Like, so it was a scary situation. So luckily, I didn't get stuck or anything, thank God. But put it this way, it looked like a murder scene, okay? Now you gotta remember, I got a white lab coat on. John is moving. He won't let me take the band off his arm. It's just so I yell for help. I'm like, help! I didn't know what else to do. John was freaking out. I had a freaking needle. I was like, ah, help! Here come the nurses. Right now, the nurses aren't always the nicest people. They have very hard jobs. They're very busy. You know, they're not. They weren't always the nice people. Nurses can be great, but some of them can just not be. So I yell for help, and here come a few nurses, and they walk in the room, and they look at me like I'm a murderer. They're like, "What are you doing?" They like they just start freaking out on me, right? They start freaking out on me like I'm some kind of criminal in there trying to like they knew I was a phlebotomist, but they were they kind of blamed me for what they were seeing. They were kind of rude about it, and like I started crying like so it was a bad day, you guys. I started crying. I was like, oh my God. I was, your adrenaline's going at this point, and I'm the type of person like when my adrenaline goes, whether I'm sad or not, I end up crying. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but um not because I'm a little baby or whatever. Like I was just my adrenaline was pumping so hard that like I got anxiety and I just freaked out. So I went back to the laboratory and I dropped off all my stuff and I was like, "Hey, I'm all set, guys. I don't First of all, I didn't even make that much money as a phlebotomist. I made more money as a bartender. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's benefits and stuff, but it was a freak accident, man. Freak accident. So let's see here. You can see me doing that job. I have no idea why. It was so random how I got into that. Like, I read a bunch of Twilight books and I was like, yo, I want to be. No, that is kind of how it happened though. Um, yeah, I wanted to get into like a specialty in medical field and I picked that and yeah. But I liked the challenge of walking in the room and having the person hate me as soon as I walk in and then winning them over. Like that part was fun to me. I think that's part of the reason of why I wanted to do it. Do you know? 'Cause I have been really good at customer service. I was really good at like winning people over, and I thought that, you know, I don't know. I don't know what I thought, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me, but thanks, guys. Yeah, I dealt with blood and liquor. I was a bartender and then a football. Blood and liquor, man. I'm telling you, those are my specialties. No, I'm just kidding. But oh, hello, Caroline. So I know Waxy had said something up here that had people's attention. So a family friend was a semi-pro baseball player and got into a car wreck, and he is now an artist and also a guitar and singer. Never painted or played the guitar before. I love those stories. You actually know somebody though. Like I only read about him, but you know somebody that happened to. That's really cool, Waxy. Wow, that's really cool. Oh, you got crystals? Yay! Love them. I know. Were you the one that sent me the picture last night of the crystals? And I was like, oh, I'll open that, and then I just never did. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. Was that you? Um, let's see. I've had, what does it say? I had to start an IV in me. It has taken up to 7 tries to succeed, and they had to use a BB, yeah, the butterfly needle. Yep. The first time I learned that they had nurses that special in IVs. Yep. Yes, in the ICU and stuff, they do have nurses that, are phlebotomists. Those women are really good at what they do. Really good at what they do. Okay. Probably better than an average day phlebotomist like I was that just went hopping around to different places. Like they specialize in that stuff. Um, yeah, really good. Caroline, no, I have not. I can't wait to watch it though. I'm excited about it. I have not seen it yet, but I'm definitely gonna see it, Caroline. I love crystals. Love them. I know you have a little bit of a different view about crystals than I do, but that's okay. I'm still gonna watch it and probably learn something, so I'm excited. Don't take it personal. AZ is horrible at opening messages. I really am. I really am the worst. I'll be the first to admit it. Um, it does take a lot of patience, Jenny. I learned a lot of patience in that field. I did. I definitely did. Um, Jennifer says you make them use the butterflies. Yeah, you must. Yeah, I can see why. that you'll flip out. Yeah, it's painful, man. When people screw up doing that, it's you get like a like hematomas and stuff like that. I did that to one person. One, thank God, only one, because it's like a normal occurrence, but it's like bleeding under the skin. Oh, it looked horrible. I felt so bad. I felt so bad. Awful stuff. Um, yeah. So I had a guy when I was doing my internship. I had a man. I was really new at it, obviously, and I needed a certain amount of hours to get my certification. So I had to, work at this place. I didn't even get paid for it, but I worked there. You guys know what I'm trying to say. And then it was right next to an office, like a place where addicts go to get recovery, like a doctor who prescribed, like, Suboxone and things like that. So we had a lot of people come over from over there. And as you can imagine, a lot of people in recovery who were IV users would come over there, and they would have like, and I'm not saying that everybody that has veins like rope are like IV users, because a lot of people who have to get a lot of blood draws who are just, sick have that too. But I had a guy come over with a note. Now, mind you, I was only about, I don't know, not even 50 blood draws in, and I got a guy with a note from his doctor that says that I can draw blood from his foot. And I'm like, yeah, they didn't teach me that. I don't think so. So I couldn't do it, but yeah, he showed me his arms and stuff, and like his veins were literally like rope from all of the drug. His hands were like rope. I mean, it was just there was no hope. I was too new. I don't know what happened or who would do that, draw blood from a foot. I mean, I'm sure if you have to, I guess it can mean, I'm sure they do, but I didn't do that. I was not equipped for that. Nope. No. Oh, he goes, if you can't get it from my foot, I have one in my neck. I'm like, yeah, no, 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 no. Sorry for you. I think that my manager came in and like directed him to the hospital or something, and one of those nice nurses that you were just mentioning, who probably specialize in that, probably had to help him, because yeah, we couldn't do it at the place I was at. Um, oh, Oh my God, Jennifer, I'm so glad you said this because it's so true, right? I always laughed when I was working in the hospital and would go to start an IV on someone with a full body of tattoos, and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm scared of needles." You would be surprised how often that happens, right? People who are all tatted up, they're like, "Oh, I hate having my blood drawn." I'm like, "Okay, well, you have needle marks all over you. What do you mean?" But it happens a lot. And I also noticed too that men were way bigger babies than women. Way bigger babies. I only had one person ever pass out on me, and it was a grown ass man. He passed out, turned white, everything. Turned white. And we had smelling salts at the time. Now, in my state, anyways, we're not allowed to use them because of some kind of respiratory thing or something I heard. But it was like at the end of when we had smelling salt. Only time I ever had to do that. Kim says, I have a good arm because I get my blood drawn every 6 weeks. I once had a lady dig around in my arm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You wanted to kill her. I bet you did. I bet you did. Right. And I learned this too. Never, if you're a phlebotomist, you never want to tell another, when you're a patient, right? When you end up being a patient, you never want to tell the phlebotomist you're a phlebotomist, right? Because then it just makes them nervous. They're gonna screw up, whatever. So I was in the ER one time. This was like 2 years after my career ended, right? And I was sick, and it was like, my turn to be the patient, and a lady came in. I was like, I'm not even gonna tell her till afterwards because, you know, I think I had made that mistake before and it didn't go well. I don't know, but you know what she did? And I'll never forget. You're gonna like this one, Jennifer, right? This nurse put gloves on, as you're supposed to do, right? Then she ripped off the finger part to like feel where the vein was. She like cheated. She ripped the finger part off. And that's like wicked against the rules. You can't do that. You can't put gloves on and rip the finger part off so you can feel the vein. You might as well not even put gloves on to begin with. So I'm watching her and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, right? And then she uses the butterfly needle, which I had perfectly fine veins. She didn't need to use that, but I just still didn't say anything. I was like, what is this lady doing, right? So I'm like, yeah, I really don't like how I had to say something, right? Like, I really don't like how you had your finger. Oh, like, then I told her I was a phlebotomist, and she was like mad embarrassed. You should be embarrassed. If I have to feel veins with gloves on, you should too. Sorry, lady. Gross. Yeah, a lot of old school nurses do that. You're right. I was like, what is the point? Why do you even put these? And then she's using a butterfly needle, which Those cost the hospital, last I knew anyways, like $45 a piece, okay? And the other ones are like less than 20, and they're using needles, whatever, I could get into that, but I won't. Really, every person that's ever taken my blood has always ripped the finger part off. That is weird, and that's not cool at all because they're literally reinfecting the site that they just cleaned. It's the stupidest thing you could do, but it's easier. That's why they do it, because it's easier, you know? You've only ever. Yeah, well, lucky for you, that means you probably haven't been in the ICU or anything, Truffle. Thank God. you know? Um, I did last football in my story, then I'm gonna move on. But okay. So where I live, we have lots of casinos and stuff like that, and we have Wampanoag tribes of Indians, okay? And the Indians are legit Indians, okay? Feather Indians. They run the casinos in my state and in Connecticut, and there's a tribe of them, and they are just Indians, doing Indian stuff. and one time, one of them came in, and his real government name was something crazy like Eagle Rocks, whatever. I don't even know. It was not like a average person name. It was an Indian name. His name was Eagle something. I don't. It was his real name. So he comes in. I kid you not. It was the most extraordinary person I think I've ever had an encounter with. He was like 6'4", okay? He was huge, jacked guy. He had long Indian hair. He was beautiful human being. Like he was like otherworldly. He just, how often you meet like a real Indian? He's a handsome Indian. Anyway, so I started drawing his blood and I noticed something. Native American, thank you. Yes. I'm sorry, I'm over here like the Indian. Excuse me. The Native American, yes. So I drew his blood and you guys are gonna think I'm weird, but it was like a beautiful color. It was like a cherry red. Like usually people's bloods are like dark red. His was like a cherry red. I swear he had different kind of colored blood than the average person, right? Indigenous. I know. Native Americans, thank you. Yeah. His blood was a different color than average person, I swear. They're special or something. They have like superhuman abilities, I'm telling you. Telling you. But I thought that was interesting. That always stuck with me about how pretty of a cherry red color it was. It was something I wasn't used to seeing. I remember that. But so I want to get into my little weird news story because this is just insane, and I didn't even believe it. I checked several sources because I was like, this can't be true. So let me just get that ready. One moment, please. Please hold. Okay. You're not gonna believe this, you guys. This will make you say, what kind of world are we living in, really? Okay. This article like kept me awake at night. It literally did. And I don't feel like anyone's talking about it either, which is strange. Okay. Just trying to find the article here. I'm gonna read it. All right. So these news reports started to come out around like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. At least from what I've noticed anyways, right? And I'm not kidding, okay? You're not gonna believe me at first, but this is real. Let me put my camera back on real quick. Hold on. I need a sip of my beverage first. All right, here we go. Let me see. Put my camera back on. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. All right, are you ready for the story, you guys? I got my Minnie Mouse ears on. All right, it has nothing to do with Disney, but I just wanted to put my Minnie Mouse ears on. Okay, so they're actually not even mine. These are my daughter's. They're not my mini ears. Okay, so ready? Fish can get hooked on crystal meth that washes into their freshwater homes to the point where they actively seek it out as a stimulant. So these fish are getting hooked on crystal meth, amphetamines, okay? This is happening in real life. I kid you not. Kid you not, right? So, after being used by human beings, methamphetamine enters waterways through sewage systems and discharges from wastewater treatment plants. Where methamphetamine uses are, there is also methamphetamine polluted water. Okay? So, with that being said, so meth pollutes the rivers all over the world, okay? With concentrations of the drug ranging from a few nanograms to dozens of nanograms per liter of water. Okay, like there are legit worldwide scientists out there figuring this stuff out right now. So, given the global prevalence of meth in waterways, fish can get hooked on small doses of the drug. Even minuscule amounts of methamphetamine could be enough to cause addiction in freshwater fish, the team concludes. Okay, so I made you guys. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Leave it to Beaver. Hold on. I made you guys a picture. You ready for this? This is messed up. I'm not okay with this. I am not okay. So here we go. You see this? Weird news. You see this? Addicted fish. You see this? Oh, let me remove the comment. Hold on. So, if I could draw your attention all the way to the right, okay? This is the fish that like controls it. The other fish are like hook me up. One more hit. This is sad, you guys. This is not okay. This is not okay. This messed up. But do you see that fish in the corner? No, he's like, you have to wait till the next stream comes in. We're a little dry right now. This is messed up. this is not okay. This is not okay. You believe this crap? Right? So, anyways, let me go on. I almost forgot about my creation there that I wanted. It's not funny, but like, you know, it's messed up. Okay, where was I? I'm not sure. Let's see. Where was I? It seems that the preference for meth from the fish dies down after about a few days. Whereas if the fish were truly addicted, so basically what happens is they did this experiment, right? Where they got a laboratory research thing done. And what they did is they took the fish, they purposely put in the nanogram amounts that were being found in fresh water, okay, to do a controlled study. And they had water coming in on each side of the tank, right? So one side of the tank would have regular, healthy, non drug water, and the other side had the nanogram amounts of the amphetamine, right? And all the fish went that were used to it, all the fish that had previously been exposed to it went right over to the methamphetamine side, right? But our sad fish this is I feel bad laughing at this because it's concerning, but like these are sad fish. So that was the next part of it, Stina. I have a little sticky note right here that says sad fish. You guys want to talk about sad fish? These are sad fish. Look at them. Look at these sad fish. Just look at them. Would you just look at it? These are the real sad fish, you guys. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm gonna talk about sad fish, man. Here's a few of them. They're sad. They have rough lives. You know, one of them's off selling herself on the corner. I mean, I'm telling you, this is not okay. All right? Crazy. Crazy. So this is happening. It's happening. And I saw somebody up here say antidepressants too. I hadn't read anything on that, but Tupac says in a good point. This doesn't surprise me at all because meth and cocaine can seep through the skin. This is absolutely correct. Yep. Pope fish. I know, these poor sad fishes. Right? Benny Keys swims in that water, yo. This is Benny Keys' you know, good one, Judge. Definitely Benny Keys. And Monica and Benny are definitely swimming in that little pond. I'm telling you. Sad fish on heroin, probably. I mean, it's weird because I've only seen the news articles about the methamphetamine fish, but that's why they made us nurses stop wasting extra narcotics down the sink. We had to squirt it in the trash. Otherwise, they were getting morphine, dilaudid. Oh my god. Yes. Yes. Oh, you're Pink Flamingo. You're at the hibachi. You should have told me ahead of time. I don't even have a child tonight. I would have definitely came and met you at hibachi. I would have worn my Minnie Mouse ears. All right, let me get rid of this sad fish thing because this is just depressing. You know, I don't like this at all. I don't. Should I do this one? Yeah, I like this one. My little alien friend. All right, I'm gonna do a little contest. Who remembers my alien friend's name? What did I name my alien friend over here? If you were here last week, what did you name? What did I name my alien friend? Does anybody remember? Anybody? I'll be surprised if somebody remembers my alien friend's name. He's so cute, isn't he? Anyways, point of why I'm bringing this story up is one, it's crazy, right? And two, before you, like Jennifer said, before you put any medication down the sink, down the toilet, please think twice. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, not cool. Shaylin, you winner, chicken dinner. Leon, yes. His name is Leon. Thank you very much, Shaylin. You're the winner, chicken dinner. Yay, Shaylin. I wish I had a prize for you. Oh, actually, speaking of prizes, I am gonna have I was supposed to do a prize thing when I got to 5,000 subscribers, and I haven't done it yet. And the reason why I didn't celebrate my 5,000 subscribers, you guys, I felt weird about it because I was I was covering Sophie, right? And like I got like 60 something new people from covering Sophie, and I was like, this doesn't even feel right. Like I don't know. I just felt weird. I'm weird. I was like, I don't even feel like celebrating this. I feel like it came from Sophie, and I just it left me feeling a little awkward. So I didn't celebrate it yet, but I will soon. We'll have a giveaway. I want to do another giveaway. But Shaylin, you were the first one that I saw write it, so you win. I named him after my friend. My little messy friend. Yep. Thank you, Shaylin. I know, you guys are pretty cool about it. You have 74 subs. Yo, I remember when I had 50 subs. I thought I was cool. Like, you know? I got to 300. The one I remember the most is 300. I was like, I can't believe 300 people listen to me. I can't even believe 300 people are listening to me. Let me change my face. Yeah, these eyes are bothering me. I think I want to look, maybe I'll wear glasses. Let's see. I look really smart with these glasses on. Hold on. Where did they go? Where did they? I just figured this stuff out, guys. I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know you could have this much fun on StreamYard. Oh. I look like my daughter's father. He has glasses. Well, he used to have glasses like this. He doesn't anymore. Isn't that funny? Yo, I'm AZ's, what up, guys? I'm AZ's twin brother. No, I'm just kidding. This is so funny, though. What else do I have here? Yeah, who knew you could have this much fun on StreamYard? I did not know this. So, let's see. Okay, here's one. Alright, what do you think of this one? Anybody want some ice cream? Anybody? Ice cream? Oh, I was a little thirsty, thank you. Pina colada. I don't know what that is. Go fly a kite! Get out of here, go fly a kite! This is what I'm talking about right here. I'm on the beach with an alien. No big deal. No big deal. Just me and Leon chilling on the beach, you know. Anyways, I definitely wanted to get into the 2020 Ooh, I can't move or I won't be on the beach anymore. I can't stay still for this. I am too movable for this freaking filter. Hold on. I'm gonna do one more filter and then I'll stop this nonsense. Trust me. And then I want to say what we're gonna do next week. So because I had such a chaotic week here, and this will do. All right, because I had such a chaotic week here in the land of double downtown Dramaville, I didn't get to do a lot of the research that I wanted to do, and that's my own fault because I failed you guys and I wanted to talk about the 2012 phenomenon, but that didn't really happen because I didn't get to study it as much as I would like. Oh, thank you, Pink Flamingo. Let's talk soon. Have a good night. Yeah, you have fun at Hibachi, and next time let me know ahead of time. I'll come holler at you. Yep. I won't wear my Minnie Mouse ears. Don't worry, guys. Okay? I'll try to leave them at home. Okay? I like these glasses. These sunglasses remind me of that guy. What's the guy's name who has sharp teeth? Oh, what's his name? He's like a rapper, but he's horrible. Thank you, Pink. Who's the rap? Riff Raff. Riff Raff. Remember Riff Raff? These remind me of Riff Raff glasses. Anyways, thanks for coming in, guys. I know that Kay Baxter was on, and she's probably way more interested in anything I've had to say. But the addicted fish was a pretty cool story. Just saying. Thanks for showing up. Next week, somebody had given me a super chat before my stream even started, like yesterday, and it got lost and it won't come back up. But I did thank you on the video itself before it was yesterday, last night, whatever. So don't think I forgot about you. I don't know if you're here, but I'm sorry about that. Anyways, so yeah, someone had wanted to talk about aliens. So if you're listening right now, the person who had the alien comment, please leave it again because you had a specific request and I want to know what it is, all right? And next week, I promise that I'll be way more prepared and I won't drop the ball and I'll know what I'm talking about beforehand. Hey, Matrix, what's up? Do you like my glasses? It was you. Okay, Poodlerific. What was it? What was the alien thing again? Tell me again, please, real quick, because I need to write it down right here on my sticky notes. Next to my Minnie Mouse hat. Actually, I'll just wear this before we leave. So, Poodlerific, tell me right now so I can write it down. And then next week, we'll talk about that. Okay? Thank you, Shar. Thanks, guys. Yes, here it is. Okay. The C5 contact protocol. All right. 5 contact protocol. I'm down. I'm probably gonna look that up tonight, as a matter of fact, because I'm interested. We'll bring Leon next week. Leon will come along. Maybe Leon will have another friend. We'll talk about this. Poodlerific next Saturday, okay? Yeah, there was a lot of drama this week. There was. I just want you guys to know something before we go, okay? And I'm not gonna get too far into it because, I don't want to go off the deep end again. I want everybody to know this. Let me take the comment down so you can look right at my glasses when I say this. Look into my eyes, okay? My intentions are never to cause trouble, okay? My intentions were to let people know, like, this person is not well, and arguing with them is futile, and more innocent people will get hurt. Can my delivery be brazen at times? Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know that my delivery is not for everybody. I know that I can be very brazen and come across like, a monster, whatever you want to call it, to anybody who like threw themselves in front of that and made it something it wasn't. Stop that nonsense. And it comes from a good place, I promise. I know my intentions were pure, and I just don't want to see innocent people get hurt or doxxed or talked about or anything like that, okay? Anything, That's just what I want to say about that for now, but, I know, this was a really weird stream, wasn't it, guys? I told you we were going to get weird. I mean, at least I pulled through with the weirdness. Sometimes brazen's okay. Some people aren't used to brazen people. They don't know how to react to it, and they think that they're getting attacked when they're not. You know, some people. No, we're gonna end this. I'm not gonna keep going, okay? I'm gonna go take my mini ears off, kick back, relax, read about Poodlerific's situation, and we're gonna just end this on a good note. And the only way you ever came across as brazen is due to your accent. I think that doesn't help my cause, Robin. I think that definitely intensifies my brazenness, maybe. Like, I sound like the Godfather to some people, and they don't know how to handle that. I don't know. But, I have to remind myself that not everybody is used to my delivery, and that's all I'll say for now. But I'll see you guys next week. We are gonna talk about aliens. I'll be more prepared. I'll be less weird. I won't wear my mini ears. Whatever. We'll have fun again. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I love you all. Even if you think I don't love you, I still do. Okay? Because there is not enough space in my heart to hate anybody. Okay? Thank you for coming. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.